All right, we are back with Nico Robin. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. If you're a returning viewer and have not subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. We are trying to grow. Hopefully, we hit 7 feet so we can get drafted in the NBA. So yeah, we're gonna start this OP09 season with Nico Robin. Whatchamacallit? One of the newer leaders. I think she's on the weaker end of the spectrum. You know how we do. We always try to see if we can get the most out of some of these leaders. And you would think a leader with Banish would just kind of take over, right? Well, the theme of our deck is, I guess I want to say, more ample access to take advantage of Robin's ability. If I'm saying that right. See, so we're playing that Zoro. So what I believe is to completely rely on the leader to do all the banishing is a little tough, right? Because there's going to be moments you're going to swing. Once they defend the leader, you lost your access to banish. That's just like one. Thing number two is, once you're going to have to swing on characters occasionally, and then you might be in a position where the next thing you can do is just use your leader or whatever. So we try to create like a little balance. Anyway, that Zoro is really good. Starting to feel like he should become a purple staple. Essentially, he's played for 2 Dawn. As long as you have access to 3 Dawn, he's a 2 Dawn 5k. And he allows you to open up your leader swings to just Dawn X. So I think it's perfect. I think it's fantastic. So if you go first, your leader can always swing for 6. If you go second, as you saw, you get a 7k swing. Because it's banished, Shanks wants to protect against that. Lower the power, check a card. Shanks is real good, having constant access to that 1k power reduction. Well, we got to make sure we play a decent amount of triggers. Playing the Straw Hat package, that way it also helps us support that Zoro card with the banish. Having access to 2 sources of banish allows us to, really be more aggressive at the opponent's life, because once they defend Robin, or if we need to use Robin to attack a character, we lose access to that banish. So it just makes it harder for the opponent to play around the whole banish ability. And then Robin has a decent access to ramping. It's more about its consistency. So as long as you have a trigger card you can chuck, you can ramp. Now, we're down. Sadly, we're down 1 card here. We only got 1 trigger card, and it's our 2k. So hopefully we can draw into some more that we're freely willing to chuck. You see Onami. We don't need the banish part. Okay, we don't have enough Dawn for Jinbei to get pumped. Or get blocker, I should say. Okay, we check 1k. So yeah, Onami, the trigger is what we really care about, but if she's in hand, we get to check it with Robin. There is the benefit of Robin is you could play those bricky trigger cards that are only good, or you only care about the trigger. Oh, we lose our character. So yeah, those bricky trigger cards that you only care about the trigger, like it's not in this build, but I think it was a Tropical Torment, the card that burns a life if your opponent has 4 or more. You can safely play that card, and if you don't get it in trigger, or if your opponent is at 3 and less, you can just swing with Robin and chuck it and ramp. So you can use it for ramp. Same thing with Soul Pocus. That was also like discussed in the original build. So just giving y'all ideas. We actually might try to work Tropical Torment back into the deck. We never even got to use it. This is the build we came up with, and it performed interestingly well. Made us feel like we're moving in the right direction. We'll come back to it to tweak it, since there's a lot of decks we're trying to get done during OP09, because like I said before, it feels like this game is moving so fast and there's so many leaders out there that we kind of have to like make something, get it to a respectable point, and then move on. I love that card pumps by 3K. Cause it's like, give me something that stands out, and that stands out. 3K pump, leader specific and everything. 1 Don 3K pump. If Shanks is smart, he'll just eat it, because why would you chuck that many cards just to save the 1 trigger or 1 life? Yep. Economics. Yeah, you're better off just letting that go. Shanks is, in a weird way, is almost like a 6K leader. So it's like, oh, if you can only swing for 5, I'll just make sure you can't swing. Now, the other aspect of this build, or Robin in general, that we was thinking about, so feel free to, like, you know, see what other things y'all could come up with, is she makes it safer to benefit off of cards that add that yellow's board removal. Some of the cards add the characters to the opponent's life. Okay, I don't think that's gonna help us at the moment. So some of the characters or board removal adds the opponent's characters to their life. So mind you, since we have banish, right, we can just put characters into the opponent's life and remove their ability from getting it back into their hand. So essentially, it allows the board removal to be more effective. We gain a life, and we are going to put Yasop at the bottom. So yeah, so now using cards like Big Mom isn't as bad for us, because yes, we're giving them a life, but like, guess what? Now we can attack with banish and deny them that resource at the end of the day. They're not gonna, potentially we can stop them from ever getting that card back in their hand. And we draw a card, Sanji Clutch. Yep, and that's another thing. When being that we have access to a leader with banish, it entices the opponent, especially if their hand is low. But outside of that, it's going to entice the opponent to take life whenever they can. So as you see, we attack with our character that does not have banish. That encourages them to just take the life. Like, hey, why would I defend this? I'm not going to get another opportunity to get more cards in my hand through life. Let me just take. So you can work that into your favor. Of course, you got to be careful with how many cards you just give them. And that's why we are trying to use the Zoro that has banish in it. Oh yeah, they really need to get the Sanji off the board. Yep. Because every turn we're going to draw an extra card, and they don't want that. 9K swing. Delicious. That would summon a 3, but we don't need that. So yeah, we was thinking about using Pound, who's a blocker, and adds a card into the opponent's life. So it's like an interesting amount of board of defense, I should say. Pound is a very interesting amount of defense. It's just the way the One Piece. Oh, poor Zoro, we had to check him. Understandable, given the tempo of the current match. It would be too slow to play him and hope for some benefit. So, what you call it? Yeah, so Pound, interesting piece of board removal. It's just finding a lot of valuable 3-drops being played is the question. It's like a lot of these cards, you have to think to yourself, hey, what is the meta? How often is this cost being played onto the board? Is this going to have a realistic amount of targets? And since we become more curve friendly, and you know, we see benefits of putting bigger bodies on the board, it's like a little less likely for Pound to see play or you know, be effective. But I can tell you this, if we're missing something and y'all like, nah, there's a lots of 3-drops that are hitting the board and, you know, being used and abused, then yeah, Pound would be a good addition to Nico Robin because it is a blocker. You can block and then just boop, take something off the board. So that's 2 sources of defense in 1 card. And then once again, you can keep just chipping away at your opponent's life with your banish ability. But this is kind of a match. It's like slow and steady wins the race. You gotta, counterattacking is so important in One Piece in general. We caught the advantage by, it's weird. It's weird to see when there's a potential turnaround, but it's like you have to know, do I want to attack and leave my board vulnerable to counterattack? So that's what this Shanks just did. I believe so it's a debate between playing that Robin card or just attacking. It looks like we're going to go for the attack. So yes, right now, if Shanks like kind of stopped and thought to himself, can I protect myself from a serious counterattack? Maybe I should only just use Whitebeard's effect to get rid of Sanji. That was understandable. That was an understandable play. Or maybe I should and not attack with Ben Beckman, but keeping 2 cards rested allowed us to attack over his board. And as you can see, he's down to his searcher, so he has to redevelop board. Okay, we're putting that 2K back in play. Very strong 2K. We got 1 life, but we're at the 10 down state, so we no longer need our trigger cards to help us ramp. Ooh, Rush Luffy. This card has been shaking up the meta. We get a boost and draw 2. Pretty good, pretty good. And now we have that Nami, which we can pop to Luffy and draw another card. So we can essentially cycle out that search card. I respect it. Now we keep Nami for a future play, whether it's a blocker or some card that's just going to help them turn the game around a bit. Yeah, you had to let that go. That was 3K over. You would have just lost your hand completely, and then you would have lost your hand completely because we would have done that. You had to use Luffy to attack Luffy, and then use Robin to attack life. And with no hand, you're not even going to be able to protect your life. You're just going to have to eat that. And then next turn, guess what? You develop board. If you develop board, because you're supposed to develop board, right? We just getting another free swing at life. We're swinging for 9. I don't think you're going to defend this, buddy. Yeah. Or that you could. But then, unless you feel confident that we're going to swing with our Luffy to give you a card. Right now would be perfect for for Nico to burn. But yeah, doing this real quick, since we are in, like, the game is in our favor currently. Oh, we're going to give him a life? Oh, snap. I thought we were essentially going to put him in a very crippling position. I mean, it would be a very crippling position. Oh, that low-key worked in our favor. He doesn't understand what's in our hand, so that low-key worked in our favor. Okay, he attacks. I don't think there's much we have to worry about. We're gonna have too many swings, especially if we're playing Robin next. So you'd have to worry about a rush card. That's about it. Yeah, I'm willing to chuck Nami. Because even if they play a blocker, like, I think we have too much going on at the moment. Oh, they just played Shanks. Oh, that's a different type of rush card. That's heavy duty. Okay, yeah. No, that would have been dangerous to take. Yup. That probably would have been the game. I forgot about 10 drop Shanks having rush. Okay, so that's the burn. And then if we attack with our leader, that's another denial of resource. And now it's just virtually impossible. Because even if they get the last card, 2 cards in hand, we got 2 swings. The moment we swing for a 7K, it's an insta win. And both Luffy and what you call that, Big Mom is already 7K plus, so it doesn't matter. See? They got the 1 card, they can't defend, and then we got literally 2 more attacks. Even if they're able to defend one, they can't defend the other. See, that's the extreme of this burning system. That's extreme, right? It's like it almost seems unfair. We kind of locked them out of winning. We played Robin, that burned. We attacked the leader, that burned. And then it was just like, it's just a sad story. Ooh. Careful now. Attach Dawn. See, it's funny because in real life you can't misplay like that. If your intentions is to attach Dawn and stuff like that, that wouldn't be a quote unquote misplay. See, video game life, a misplay in the video game life is like, you know, a misclick or whatever, which is kind of funny. And that is a misplay that can never happen in real life, because if your intention is to attach Dawn, well, you're going to be able to attach Dawn. Nothing's stopping you from being able to attach Dawn. You know, you would literally have to forget, and that would legitimately be considered a misplay. So that's funny. But we managed to get that one. And it's, when you look at that Shanks match, if y'all ever go back to it, it looked like he was in the lead. It looked like he was really dominating. But the power in Banish, the power in denying that resource from life, is truly, in my opinion, what allowed us to win. Oh, we going aggressive. Okay, that was aggressive. Now it's almost like they're a 4-life leader. But what you call it? But yeah, that denial of resource. So everything we did, attacking board, and attacking life with Banish, we just walled them off of getting any more cards in their hand, as they're essentially only losing cards in order to keep developing and pushing their board. That Zoro's a fan of ours now, huh? That's the other fun part about this. See how it's like, oh, we don't really have much of a play, so we can just essentially wait, am I confused? Or just like, did we not use the ability? Yeah, that's the, I don't know. Which Zoro is that? Isn't that the one that does the whole Dawn thing? Probably could have just played it and then gave extra Dawn. Unless it's something I'm mistaking. I don't know. But it didn't, like, not like it mattered. We swung for 8. We got the burn, so that's fine. We also developed board, so essentially we can swing Zoro into one of the characters, and then okay, we got the other Banish Zoro. Life is healthy right now. We're at 9. We don't need to overextend, to be honest. Hopefully we're gonna develop a character, but we should trim that fat, so Zoro should be attacking into their characters. That's like the sneaky benefit of playing when you play the double, like 2 searchers, and you already know they can attack 1. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have another searcher for next turn. I'm gonna be able to go plus in hand size. You can't stop it unless you got multiple characters. Oh, they must be busy because, like, there's no way you're going to save that. That would be insane. All right. We get to see the what was it? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drop Zoro. The promo Zoro. Might as well say that. We get to see promo Zoro in action as long as they don't pop it. They didn't. Okay. Well, the truth is we might have to attack board. It is looking a little risky. Well, we got Nami in our hand. That's another thing. We got Nami in our hand. We're going to be at 10 down next turn. We should be able to play Nami, help get more stuff off the board. But the other interesting factor here is we can potentially... Okay. I don't know. I was just holding my breath on that one. Okay. Yeah, we need to answer board. Oh, we chucked Nami? I figured we chucked the other guy. Now, the good thing is we still have access to our leader banish. Oh, we are being very aggressive. Okay, and I kind of respect it because we got 2 life. They essentially got characters with 0. They got 0, 1,000, and 6,000. And that's too many to defend. Oh my God, we put the wild pressure on them. No lie, that Zoro with banish and our leader with banish was just a disgusting combo play. That put them in a very crippling position because unless they got rush and whatever, they need blockers. And then we've got another Nami in our hand to help potentially get rid of a blocker. If they play a blocker, we can potentially get rid of the blocker. But we also got 2 attacks, so they would have to be able to defend one with counter power. And the more Don they eat up, the less likely they're going to be able to play anything that could defend them. So it's looking like game. It's looking like automatic game right now. They're going after Zoro, and they got 2 Don up. And we defended. Okay. We got 2 attacks and we got too much Don. 10K. Woo! That was nuts. But that worked out exactly the way we wanted it to work out. I mean, we was very aggressive, but it just worked out in our favor because of banish. Okay, the only card we can pluck is Zoro. It worked out in our favor because of banish. They literally, I don't think they got any life cards. I think, and you know how, I ain't gonna lie, you know how damaging that probably would have been? They were already so plus in hand size, and then if they could just get 5 extra cards in their hand, that would have been insane, right? But we literally just denied them, I think, every card in life. We just denied them every card. Yep, Jinbei. What the heck? We lost 2 of the same card, or like, that was just nuts. So we're just gonna be aggressive again. Yeah, we 2 Nico moms and 2 of that old man that searches. So that's weird. Just got bottom deck. $7K we can take. I like seeing Sanji. Man, yeah. That 10K swing. And then what was that? 4 Dawn. So essentially we had 5, 6, 12 next. Yeah, so we probably could have did 11. I'm thinking of the last turn. Because if that last card was counter power, he would have been able to block. But we had 2 life, so technically we could have had another chance. And he would have had to delete his whole hand. So then he would have had to draw a card that had to be a blocker no matter what. Anyway, back on track to this current game. So he is in a really bad position. He has to get our Zoro off the board. Otherwise, either he's going to lose a crap ton of hand, or he's going to lose 2 life, or hand and life, a mix of both. But he's at 3. Yeah, he's going for the Zoro. He had to. It's way too strong of a combo play. I'm telling y'all, Zoro and Nico, once you got both of them, well, the leader's the leader, so of course you're going to have Nico. But once you got a Zoro to complement the Nico, it's too insane. It's too insane, especially if the opponent ain't developed board yet, because it's looking like these Blackbeards. It's looking like they're such a late game deck. I mean, granted, what's that weird dude that does a lot of push-ups? We didn't get to see him. But then, like I said, once again, we're just putting so much pressure on the Blackbeards now. So it's like I can't blame them. Yeah, this double banish is like a little too much. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, we have to get it though, obviously. If it was something that was like low-key guaranteed, then yeah, the deck would probably be considered busted. But they just can't like build hand, right? They just can't. Those life cards is what helps them get more cards in their hand. We probably can, we probably use our event counter out to get out of that. Gosh, look at all them Jinbeis. But I can tell you this though, what I can tell you is that we can just start playing them Jinbeis. God, look at that hand. Okay, so we have the 8 Dawn for the Sanji. And we're just gonna go for the pressure, okay? We have so much hand. Oh wow, we lost to Sanji. Hopefully we develop board in some fashion, but they got like minis on the board. Yeah, they just got like minis on the board, so there's nothing we can really feel threatened about. Like, what are you gonna do? Start putting 4 Dawn on these? Oh, okay, that is a good play. That's a good play. Well, that's probably the only real play you can do. 1K out of that easily. Yes, let's give him a Jinbei. Now our Jinbei got access to blocker, but if we want to double summon and then swing with Nico, we can. No, that negates it, right? Okay, I was gonna say we could chuck the search card because we don't need the search card, and then just go back to 10, and then our Jinbei will get blocker. And so we'll develop a Luffy and a Jinbei if our leader wasn't negated. I mean, if Jinbei can attack, nah, it's not worth it right now. I mean, he has a chump blocker, he has a big body blocker, but he's down to 1 card in hand. Interesting. I'm surprised we didn't just summon Luffy and then get the Jinbei, and double summon Luffy, Jinbei, and then kind of just end the turn. No, because then we wouldn't have blocker Jinbei. So I can understand that. He's going for another play, so we can block with Jinbei and not lose resource. Just block with Jinbei, it's okay. Okay, we could trash with that. I felt like he was calling out. I felt like it was calling out a 10-drop play, and then if he wants to swing with his 10-drop blocker, you get where I'm coming from. We would have been in an okay position because we would have access to 3 attacks while he has 1 life, 2 blockers, and then we swing for 5 with Nico's mom. Okay, we're trying to bait one of the blocks. They give us the chump blocker. We could probably just double summon. Yeah, we are in a interesting position. Oh, well, we didn't double summon. We just regular summon. All right, we got to make sure we keep our Tendon up. I keep thinking we're gonna go back to Tendon, and that is true. But in order for Jinbei to stay as a blocker, we need Tendon. Like currently need Tendon, not when we next turn get to 10. So 2 life, 2 blockers. They're down to 2 blockers, but they got 2 searchers in play. Well, here's the benefit. Now that we have, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nico's mom just having a lack of power, but essentially swinging. If we would have been able to swing into their searcher, they would have to either accept losing the searcher or blocking, which would have been funny, and it will just put them in a compromising position. So now with this giant wall that they got, oh, okay, we lose a character, and they're essentially growing their hand size with these searchers. That allows us to search. If they play another chump blocker, then we got Nami. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks, and technically we got a 5th attack if we keep enough Dawn up for Nico's mom. This is going to force a play because they want the resource in their hand. Yep. And then 1, 2, and literally, I ain't gonna lie to you. You can literally save there's nothing they can do, but you can literally save for Nico's mom because it's just another 7K. Let's say that blocks. We're at 7. Oh, that's an 8K swing. We can literally just put the 1. They have to give us 2 by law, but it doesn't matter. G. Thanks for watching.